Hi Luminary, in this video we are going to make a 4-string weaving friendship bracelet. So 4-string friendship bracelet looks like this. Both of these I did out of painted yarn, so it has these beautiful patterns in it. And I want to say thank you so much for a luminary named Maria, who's also a knitter, who actually came up with this idea. I totally fell in love with it and started doing it, and then everybody was so into it, so I thought we'd make a video. All right, so what you'll need are your loom tool. This could be any loom tool. I'll show you guys how to warp that one as well. One piece of 15-inch base string, which could be made out of cotton or whatever you like. 3 pieces of 12 inches, same material. 3 feet of any yarn. This one I used a worsted weight, also painted. Scissors, a needle, and this part is optional. You could use a loom tassel comb or weaving comb, or an extra needle. This will help you actually move your rows up forward into as you weave, and I'll show you that later as well. All right, so let's get started. Let's set this aside. Okay, so what you'll do, you'll take your 15-inch piece of warp yarn, and then you're going to take your 3 pieces of the 12-inch that you cut, and then you're going to go probably about 4 inches down from the top. This looks like more like 5 inches, 4 or 5 inches. And you're going to take the end of your yarn. I'm going to use this end actually because I want this color to show, and then you're going to make a knot. You're going to knot all 5 pieces together like this. Okay. And have that knot land as close as you can to the end, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull each single piece like this. This just tightens everything. You could actually do another knot as well that looks also really pretty. I'll just stick with one for now. Okay, again, you want to pull an individual one, and see how you have these ends right here? You're going to cut those off. Make sure though that you don't cut off this long piece. Okay, set that aside. Okay, now we're going to warp your tool. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your yarn, move it to the side, and then you're going to have these 4 strings right here. Try to lay them flat if you can so that they kind of look like this. On one of the arms, slip this into one of the notches and then secure it. And then now what you're going to do is you're going to take 2 of the strings and then put it into one of the notches on the bottom, and then again here, secure, and then pull your tension so that it's tight, and then you're going to wind and secure it further. Okay, now I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to show you how you would do this on actually the big A model. So same thing, you're going to secure it to one of the upper arm notches, and then taking 2 strings down to each of the notches here. And then if you're working with the XL tool, again, secure it to one of the notches here, and then you could actually secure it to 2 of the notches down here. If you want to make a longer piece, just make sure you adjust your base string and then secure it from here to here. That works as well. Okay, so let's get started. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to thread my yarn. Okay. So I'm going to warn you that when you first start, because everything is knotted up here together, it's going to be very, very narrow. So it's going to be hard for you to separate the yarn out, and because we're going to go under, over, under, over. Okay, I can see already this yarn is overlapping. So I'm going to undo this and then adjust it so that it's easier for me to work with. Oops. Okay. Here we go. It's better to take both of them out so you could totally start it over. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now that looks a little bit better. And you know, as you're doing this, don't worry about it being perfect, because up here it's going to be hard to tell anyhow. So if you mess up, don't worry, just kind of fudge it, and then, but as you get lower down here, you want to make sure you do the over, under, over, under, over, under in a really neat fashion. Okay, so now I have this. Another way to actually do is that you want to follow the outermost string so that you know where you start and end. Okay, here we go. So the first 5 rows, I would have to say, are kind of hard to see but just keep focus. And this might take you a little longer. It always takes me longer as well. But not to worry. Your pattern is going to start showing very, very soon. Okay, and this is what I like to do. I like to take the point of my needle at this beginning stage and push this up as I go. And then I'll show you how to use the tassel comb, the weaving comb later. Again, over, under, over, under. This is a basic tabby stitch, and you could actually look for this also in our other video when we're using only 2 strings. Might be easier to follow if you're not familiar with the tabby's basic stitch, weaving stitch. Okay, now I'm going to go really slow, so maybe it's a little bit easier to see too, because now we could see the cord being really separated here. All right, so we're going to go under, over the next one, under the next, and over the next. Do you see that? Okay, so here we go. All right, so this is about the 4th or 5th row. I totally didn't count. So as you do that, now we're getting further down on the weaving that I could actually use my comb, or you could have another pointed piece. And honestly, this could be a chopstick as well, or maybe not a pencil, but like any type of rod that has a pointed end. Okay, so here we go. Okay, and I'm just going to repeat this pattern over and over again. Okay, and again, just remember to push your weaving up so that all the rows sits really close together. So this beginning piece is really important. And it actually just makes your weaving looks really pretty. Okay, see how this is now becoming clearer? Your warp is that they're really separated, and you can see which one is the leftmost one, the rightmost one, and the 2 in the middle. So that's going to be much easier for you to follow your basic tabby stitching. So we're going to keep doing this. Oh, see how I messed up already? So I'm going to go back. Okay, here we go. Let's just fix that. Okay, we're going to just now, I'm going to work my way down this. Okay, so now I'm going to continue to work this down, this weaving, and sometimes this actually, the tension becomes a little loose, so all you do is unwind it, pull, and wrap. And then you're going to just continue to weave. So let me show you how to finish your weaving. So now you can see I weave this all the way down, and see again, this painted yarn is just so beautiful. Now all you do is take out your needle, unwind up here, unwind down here, and then you're just going to make a single or a double knot, whichever you prefer, and also depends on what you had on this end. I think I would do this just a single knot and pull it so that your knot moves down lower as well. Okay, I'm going to pull again and look for the longest piece of yarn that's left, and then now what you're just going to do, the same thing as you started, you are going to cut these pieces. Again, make sure you don't cut this off, otherwise you will lose your tie. Here is your 4-string weave. So beautiful. I love this. Enjoy it.